Hello everyone, KRT here, and we know that GT Sport has a ramming problem at the moment. I've made a few videos on it, a lot of people have. Is Forza any better? Well, some brief clips at the beginning there for you. I don't want to spoil the show, don't want to spoil the program, but I decided to be a good citizen and head over the pond from PS5 to Xbox Series X and see what's going on in Forza land. There is going to be some explicit language in this video because Forza has voice chat on. This is my first race in Forza Motorsport on the multiplayer side of things, and this is my introduction. Remember that muscle car? We're going to see it again very quickly. I'm going to ram it again. Here. Bang.
I'm in 10th.
Tossed it up and rammed it on the other side. We're at Sebring, and I was just trying to change my camera angle there. I couldn't work it out. And we're actually perpendicular to the road. So welcome to Forza, everyone. And the question is, GT Sport has a ramming problem. Is Forza any better? I can let you know that Forza is even worse for ramming than GT Sport, as far as I can tell. And I have a few thoughts as to why that's the case. Firstly, there doesn't seem to be any real ranking in Forza Motorsport, so you can't make your way up into the higher ranked lobbies.
I can't turn when you're turning into me.
That is true, in terms of the public ones anyway. And there's no safety rating system. The safety rating system in GT Sport is a really good thing, and they do tweak it a lot. Here's my second ever race. I thought my wheel was connected, it wasn't, so had to reach for the pad. So we're doing a last to whatever challenge here. You see, when a Porsche GT4, Forza does look great, by the way. I do think it does possibly look better than GT Sport in terms of the environment detail and the things going on in the environment. Look at the right hand side there. Look at the amount of stuff going on at Watkins Glen. That is very cool. But yeah, the fact that you can't kind of climb the lobbies and end up in cleaner lobbies, and so we're going to ram that person. The other thing is the absolute craziness with the kind of car ranking system. You just have so many different cars on track at the same time. I'm going to pause the video here because you're going to see someone have the worst time ever. There we go. Zoom in on that one. In their little Civic. But yeah, we've got Porsche GT4. We've got an old Porsche 911 up there. That was a Honda Civic. I think we've got some muscle cars in here. And you have all these different cars that are ranked up to the same kind of, as two people having fun there, kind of ranked up to the same spec, but they have vastly different top speeds, braking abilities, cornering. And I think that also facilitates this madness. Like two people go wide there and the Porsche just goes off in sympathy as well. That's an Aston Martin Zagato. Very nice. And that was a Lotus Esprit behind. So yeah, many different car types, and I think that adds to the chaos. Look at the top line speed that guy has. Absolutely breezing past, and obviously into braking zones, that's a big problem. So you don't really get that in GT Sport with the bop in sport mode. So that is a plus for GT Sport. To be honest, my sojourn into Forza, making this video, I wasn't always having a lot of fun in the racing. In GT Sport, I normally am always having fun. Here, I was in a lot of menus a lot of the time to get into the lobbies, and also some of the racing was a bit weird. Like this one here, we're all in the spec muscle car, which is interesting. Someone's just parked over on the right hand side. Eager Fraga style in the Olympics. And let's see how long we survive this time. These three are having a bit of fun. Going to try and take each other out. I'm going to try and get past. You'll notice a theme in these races. I don't tend to get very far in them because of lap 1. Lap 1 in Forza is one of the deadliest things known to man. Deadlier than the bite of a... Oh, there we go. Another one. And bang, just to make sure. Didn't even get to finish my analogy. You'll have to finish it off at home yourself. And we've got a 5-second penalty there for the pleasure as well. So, I mean, I don't think I did too much wrong there. I mean, in fairness, I wouldn't necessarily drive that car in GT Sport. So not really a good comparison to make. Now, this race, I want to show you this one. Again, we've got some Mick Chattel in the background, because I actually had a lot of fun in this race. We've got carnage. We've got old F1 cars, Can-Am cars. We've got about 50 million drivers going wide there. We've got Le Mans cars. We've got a Ferrari kind of road car up there. It's absolute madness.
Shit.
And I'm in a McLaren Senna. There's a Mitsubishi Lancer. It is crazy. Let's see what happens here. Keep an eye on the Lancer, who's going to dive in and absolutely take out. That is a that is a legit takeout. The cones behind me in the rearview mirror going all over the place. We're going to go a bit wide here. But for the first time in Forza, in making this video, and I've tried to make this video 3 times. So I've jumped onto Forza, tried to have some fun, some good races and make a video, and it just hasn't worked out. This is the first race I was really enjoying it, and I was understanding, I think, a little bit what Forza's about. I'm spinning up the tyres a lot here. I'm sideways a lot. I'm not really that fast. I'm getting a lot of oversteer and lower gears, but I'm having a lot of fun. I've got a big grin in my face. I feel like this is what driving one of these cars in a game should feel like. GT Sport can be a little bit sterile in comparison. If you think about this track, I don't know what track this is, and a lot of these tracks I was new to. Someone goes very wide behind me. But we saw there in the rearview mirror, they got absolutely destroyed. This is kind of the equivalent a little bit, I guess, of BB Raceway, the infield tracks in GT Sport. I mean, you can't do this in GT Sport. You can't have this kind of fun in GT Sport. GT Sport is a little bit more serious. Forza is more sideways, more American probably, dare I say. A little bit more fun. So I'm not time trialing here. I'm not getting the best times, not nailing any apexes at all. But I do have a smile on my face. That is something that Forza does bring to the table, actually. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see some more Forza on this channel, because I do have Forza, I do have an Xbox, and this kind of kindles something a little bit for me. This is the first time we've got around lap 1 without being taken out, and I'm actually enjoying the racing. You see the disparity in speed there with the Ferrari against my Senna. Right, we're going to go to this race. This is in the Australian supercars, and this is actually a simulation lobby series thing, so there's full damage on here. And for the beginning, this was the best start I'd ever had in Forza. I do graze in there slightly, but everyone's very sensible here, and I think, well, I'm going to brake a bit early, iRacing style, brake a bit early, and everything will be okay. There'll be no damage, no punting, and obviously didn't happen. Left rear suspension damaged already. But again, in this car, I was, you know, it feels like a powerful car. Whereas, I don't know if this comes down to ABS in GT Sport. In Sport mode, you pretty much always have ABS on. The ABS is bulletproof in GT Sport. You don't have to worry about locking up at all. You get to the braking zone, you slam on those brakes, you'll be okay. This guy's beam easy is going to try and take me out. I'm too wise to his games. I've had a few racing falls now, I know what's coming. But in Forza, everything feels more alive. You always feel at the risk of locking up, losing traction, spinning up the tyres. The tyres feel like they're actually rotating on the tarmac, rather in GT Sport it feels like you're almost on rails a lot of the time. You press a button, you just go along the rails. And this is going to be the most tragic 3 seconds in motorsport history. I decide to pit here to repair my damage, very sensible. And then 3 seconds later I go into the wall on the left hand side, and we damage the steering, front downforce and drive force, the left front brake, left front suspension, and that is terminal damage. That was absolutely tragic, and I have to retire. Right, another race. Let's have a look. How's lap 1 going to be? I should do a lap 1 series on Forza maybe. We're here in the Audi RS5 at a new track for me. It's Dubai. I don't think this is a real track, but it might be loosely based on surrounding areas. I've never been to Dubai, so I can't verify that. Someone's going to get absolutely wrecked on the right hand side. I think that was a very expensive Ferrari. This is why I've got the driving line on, because I don't know where to brake. I don't know the corners either. And doing okay so far. Doing okay. And there we go. Lap 1 Forza. It exists. It's like the meme. Lap 1 of Forza isn't real, it can't hurt you. And lap 1 of Forza does that every time. So, yeah, I mean, this seems to be part and parcel of the multiplayer experience on Forza, unfortunately. Again, if you're watching and you know that there's better online racing on Forza, let me know. I want to get involved. I want to try it. But as far as I can see, in the lobby system, is really the opposite of intuitive compared to GT Sport. GT Sport, you go into sport mode, you have daily race A 3 times an hour, daily race B 3 times an hour, and you've got daily race C twice an hour. If you go on GT Sport, you log in and you're online at 5 past the hour, you're not going to be able to do a daily race C for 25 more minutes. But you have something to do, you can qualify. You don't have anything like that in Forza. You log on, you go in, You select what lobby you want to do, and it will just throw you in a lobby that might have started a race, it might be near the end of the race. You don't know what the track is. It could be a completely random track. It's a lot more complicated, I would say. But complication is not always a bad thing if you properly understand it. And I don't understand it. This corner here, I do a really nice apex. Unfortunately, it's about 5 seconds too early because this corner goes on much longer than I expected in the minimap. I didn't really enjoy this race at this track. It's a track I think you need to practice on. Now, we're going to be at Silverstone for this next race at night. And I wanted to show you this because someone's going to get wrecked off the line. But I thought this race looks spectacular. Silverstone at night, grandstands are full. Look in the distance, hear the grandstands on the side of the track. The way it all lights up, and the atmosphere is very, very, very cool. You don't get this at all in GT Sport. If you compare this to, say, Bathurst at night, which is probably the best comparison,
there we go.
It's not really a fight at all. This is so much better in terms of immersion, in terms of the environment and setting. So for me, Forza's better than GT Sport on that. But what this video is showing me as I look back, and maybe it'll be showing you, but let me know if you disagree, is that online, for my money, the racing is much better on GT Sport. Much, much better. See what happens here. There's going to be another death.
Oh, no way. No way.
It's funny because you just don't get like this amount of madness in GT Sport on Sport mode. So I wonder if again it's due to the physics. The cars in Forza are a little bit more. And I want to show you this bit at the end because I actually get disqualified for accumulating too many penalty points. And we don't have that in GT Sport. I think that's better on Forza. You get too many penalties, you get disqualified. I think that should be in GT Sport. Right, last race. Well done if you made it all the way through. Again, do let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed this, want to see more. Do drop a like and subscribe as well if you do want to see more. It's always very much appreciated. And thank you so much to anyone who's liked and subscribed already. We're going to head into turn 1 here, a track I don't know. And I'm going to brake too late. But I'm not going to be the only one. Have a look at this for a mess. I mean, have you ever seen anything like that on GT Sport? So if you're playing GT Sport and you're thinking, oh, I don't know what Forza's like, that card's going to go all over the roundabout. This is what Forza's like online. I've shown you quite a few races here. I haven't cherry-picked races up being like, oh, that one looks really bad, I'm going to put that in the video. These are just the races I did. And it's messy. It's a mess. But the underlying driving model, I think, is fun. And I think it's good to, if you want to get more into racing games and racing sims, it's good to try different racing games because they all have different physics models, different time models. And the Forza model to me feels more alive than GT Sport. It's not as precise, but it feels like your throttle input has more of an effect. So definitely we'll be looking to a bit more Forza and F1 2021 on the channel coming up. But I hope you enjoyed this video. The question was, is Forza any better for rammers? The answer is no. Rammers will be out there. They'll be on GT Sport, they'll be in Forza, they'll be everywhere. Forza isn't going to save you. So I'm just going to park up here in this cul-de-sac. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the video. Here's 3 more people going for the parking space. Only 1 parking space. I was there first. Hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know if you want to see some more. But otherwise, happy racing.